Hello everyone. It is about 7 a.m. on Wednesday, March the 2nd, 2016, and this is delrayvaweather.com. We're going to do a morning update about our expected snow this Friday, and that's March the 4th. And actually, I was thinking last night that we had pretty much a lock on this amount of snow we would get. I was thinking in terms of about between somewhere around a half an inch to 2.5 inches. But now with the GFS 6Z run, I'm beginning to think that amount may not be as much of a lock anymore, and I want to go through why I'm wondering about this storm and that it has the potential of being an overproducer. The 6Z GFS is now showing Alexandria getting about 7 inches by about, let me make sure I got the time right, about 1 p.m. on Friday. And what I want you to take a look at here on the screen, this is of course the snow map for that. And if you notice, there are multiple bullseyes here. We have one down here in sort of towards the northern neck of Virginia, and then we have a couple of other bullseyes out to the west. This is DC and Alexandria right here. We have another bullseye right here just south of us. And when you see a pattern like that, it really it starts indicating to me that this is going to be highly dependent upon where you're located. That it's really going to be driven by specific storm cells that happen to pass over a particular area. It's going to be down to a mesoscale or microscale type event, and so that got me taking some other look at this. And I want to show you a couple other things before we get to that. This is the latest run of the NAM. That's the 6Z NAM. DC, it's set at the same time as we were just looking at for the GFS. And it's showing, here's at DC and Alexandria, and it's showing at that time we would potentially expect about half an inch, much less than what the GFS 6Z was saying. And this is the NAM 4 kilometer version, again that's set at the same time, and it's showing here right on the edge, actually probably somewhere between a half an inch and just a trace of snow at the same time. That'd be 1 p.m. on Friday. So we definitely have a wide variety here of potential snow amounts. But I want to show you this. This is let me enlarge this a little bit for you. Okay. This is the College of DuPage critical thickness display. And like I've said in the past, all these colored lines, if you're north of all those lines, you can expect all snow. If you're south of those lines, you can expect rain. If you're right around the middle of those lines, you can expect a winter mix. Okay, DC is right in this area where I'm circling, this little box right there. And this is set up to compare the GFS and the NAM for the same time. And it's kind of interesting if we move this to the NAM, you're going to see that under the NAM we again are north of all the lines. But if you notice, there's no purple over us. That indicates that the NAM is saying we're going to be cold enough for snow, all snow, but we're not going to get much moisture for that snow event. If we move this back same time, nothing has changed, 1 p.m. On Friday. This again shows that we are well north of all the lines, meaning it has all the conditions for snow, but it's now showing a purple over top of us, which means that we have enough moisture in the atmosphere to produce snow. So the only difference between the amount of snow, it has nothing to do with atmospheric conditions other than the amount of moisture in the atmosphere and the amount of rain that would reach the ground. So the reason why we have a big difference between the GFS and the NAM is they do not agree on the amount of liquid precipitation we would be getting that has the potential of turning into snow. If that persists, if we still see this in the 12Z run of these models, I really think there is a risk Friday of an overproducer for our area, at least within certain areas of our area. We could have potentially a 7-inch snowfall in, for example, Fredericksburg, and virtually nothing in D.C. But if you go a little further north or west, like Leesburg or Reston, you may also have a 7-inch snowfall there. So that's the thing we need to keep in mind here. And I'm going to keep watching this. It's likely to change by the 12Z run. And with the 12Z, we're going to have the benefit of the European model assessment. But the one thing that also I've been watching is the trends over multiple model runs. Let me see if I can bring that up. Yeah. This is my graph of the predicted amounts of snow for about 20 model runs over the last few days. And if you notice, the newest runs are down in this area. And actually, both the Euro and the GFS started to trend up. The GFS started trending up yesterday at noon. It was showing 1 here, and then when we got to 18Z yesterday, it went up to 2. 0Z stayed at 2, and now with the 6Z, it's up to 7. The Euro model did similar thing. It basically, again, at the noon run yesterday, it was about half an inch. It was at a half an inch on the 18Z, and then the 0Z, it trended up to 1 inch. So both those models are trending higher right now, and we're getting close enough to the event that this type of trend may very well continue. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll keep you up to date on this through my Twitter feed, and I may do an afternoon update if there's anything really significant. If you have any questions about this, just give me a tweet at PatPend, that's PATPEND, and I'll try and answer them. Thanks a lot.